What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Slackers, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone is Here tournament. New week, new matches, new results, and let's get to it, shall we? So, if you're new, welcome to the channel first and foremost. So, if you haven't seen this series, allow me to briefly explain how this works. So, basically, we took 100 characters, put them into a tournament, and then each day on the channel, I upload one of the matches from this tournament. And then each day on the channel, I'll upload one of the matches from the tournament. I'll talk about the two characters, and then ultimately we vote between one of the two that we'd rather see in Smash Ultimate, although you can vote for both. But voting is a part of the rules, and there's a few more, so let me just throw them up on screen here for you guys real quick. Rule number 1, this is for fun. That means you can vote for whoever you want. If they happen to be in the matchup, you are more than welcome to drop a vote for them. It's all good. This tournament is for fun, alright? Don't matter. You want to vote for them? Go ahead. It's all good. But you only get one vote per person, though. How do you vote, though? Simple. Down in the comments, type the name of the character you were voting for. If you do like both the characters, or if you're having like a difficult time deciding who to vote for, you can vote for both by simply typing the word both. The rest of the rules, double elimination tournament, meaning a character will have to lose 2 times before being officially eliminated. And then once we get to the results to determine the winner and loser of each individual match, well, if there happens to be a tie in the voting, we're just going to flip a coin on camera. Fairest way to break a tie. And then each matchup voting-wise only lasts for just 1 week, so you have 7 days to get your vote in from when the episode first gets uploaded. So if it comes in after that, well, it just doesn't count. That's simple, so let's move on to the rest of the video. Alright, so we got to go over the results from last Monday, which was a good matchup between Sephiroth from the Final Fantasy series, who is taking on the WTF, the punching bag himself, Sandbag, from Smash Bros. And so there's going to be quite a bit of people that are going to be happy about this. There's going to be some that'll be sad about this too, but the winner ended up being Sephiroth from the Final Fantasy series. Ended up winning 46 votes to 22 votes for Sandbag. So yeah, Sandbag had 107 in the last matchup. What was up with that? I think some of us might know, but yeah, we're just going to move on. Anyway, congrats, Sephiroth, moving on into the next round for at least one more match, because we're in the loser bracket. That means Sephiroth already has 1 loss. 1 more and he's done, but that means Sandbag has a 2nd loss. Sandbag is now done from the tournament. I know there's some people that really dislike the idea of Sandbag as a character, which, that's fine. Not everybody's going to like every single character. But, yeah, so that's done, but we got to move on to our matchup for the day. Rayman from the, Rayman series happens to be taking on Phoenix Wright from the Ace Attorney series. So let's start things off here. So Phoenix Wright, oh man, what was it? It wasn't too long ago that Phoenix Wright had one of those pretty, some will say convincing, or somewhat convincing leak about him. I don't have any photos of that, but there was a Phoenix Wright photo leak going around, and it's like, oh, he's gonna be the next one. Well, probably. I mean, that leak was fake. That was fake. I believe that got debunked to hell and back and everything. Nope, not happening. So, but anyway, Phoenix Wright. He's kind of an interesting character in terms of play style. In terms of how would he play? So if you know anything about the Ace Attorney, or if you don't, he is a lawyer. So a lawyer in a fighting game? Yeah, no thanks. Well, hold on just a little bit, because Phoenix Wright has already been in fighting games. He's been in the what is that? The Marvel vs. Capcom series. I'm trying to think. Wait, how many characters from the Marvel vs. Capcom games have been playable in Smash Bros? What, Mega Man and Ryu? Okay, so there's been a couple that have been in there. Okay. I was thinking maybe no one from the MVC's been in Smash Bros. Is playable. Nah, that's not true. So Phoenix Wright does have a moveset. Well, here's a little example here, but he does have a moveset already. I mean, you got some ideas you can kind of take from MVC, right? So as a lawyer, what can you really do? So one of his big catchphrases, one of his big things is yelling the word objection, like lawyers do. And I think that'd be great for like a neutral special, even though, could you imagine everybody online just spam, like you get into like a 4-player like free-for-all, whatever it is, and everyone's playing as Phoenix Wright, and no one goes nobody attacks anybody. It's just everyone's sitting there spamming objection, objection. Oh my. It might be funny for like the first 10 seconds, but then it would be like, all right, I've had enough of this. So, I don't know. It'd still be part of the moveset, I think. And how would that work, though? How could objection... Basically, he would literally shout objection, and a giant word bubble of the, well, word objection pops out. So, it's not going to have like a ton of range, but be just like a word bubble that just kind of... It deals like a little bit of damage, but whatever it is. Evidence, that's an interesting one. Like in the MVC games, he does have... He's got a briefcase, so you could actually use that to kind of smack some people. So evidence, papers. He actually chucks like a stack of papers at people. I mean, I guess that could end up working into a moveset somehow because it still ties into the character and it makes sense for a lawyer, I guess. But it'd be very, I don't know. Throwing papers doesn't really seem like it does anything, but he does it in MVC, so he could potentially do it in Smash Bros. Right? Sneezing, that's another weird, that's a really weird one, especially now. But a chew. Yeah, okay, I don't know about that. But what else is he? I know he's like he's a poker player. He's got some poker skills, so what can you do with poker? Poker chips, you could throw that. If you're gonna throw paper, maybe you could throw like a deck of playing cards or something. Got maybe the poker table itself. I don't know. How would you do a poker table? I don't know, that could be an interesting one, but moveset, I mean, you can make it work. He's already in a fighting game, right? So it could make him work. And as a character, he's definitely got his following for Smash Bros. It's always a third-party character that kind of, new Smash game gets announced, like, alright, Phoenix Wright, the fans are going to be, you know, talking and clamoring for him, so there's demand for him, no doubt about it. And Capcom and Nintendo, hey, they work pretty well together, right? Maybe there's... I don't know, maybe there is a chance that Phoenix Wright does get in. Maybe Nintendo looked at him and went, alright, Capcom, we want to put Phoenix Wright in Smash Bros. Let's hammer out a deal here. It could have happened. I mean, Nintendo, they probably have their own agenda. They have an idea of how they want the DLC for Smash Bros. To go, so I don't know. Maybe Phoenix Wright happened to fit in with the plans there. Who knows? I mean, ultimately we'll find out once the 6 characters get released, but... yeah, otherwise, I think he's got a decent shot. I do. But what about his opponent? Rayman. Rayman's in such a weird situation, right? Had the random trophy in Smash Wii U 3DS. Then he gets just a spirit. And I think that was such a letdown because, like, before Smash Ultimate was revealed, Ubisoft and Nintendo ended up doing the Mario and Rabbids, the crossover game, right? Phenomenal game. That was awesome. It sold tremendously well. Their partnership was, you know, like, it just seemed like they're working very well together. Ubisoft always puts games on Nintendo consoles, so it's not like there's any ill will towards anybody. No, they work together, which is great. And they have Rayman, who okay, maybe the big thing holding him back is his games do not sell well in Japan whatsoever. But I know in America, I think I've heard, I'd have to double check, but I've heard his games sell pretty decently in Europe as well. I don't have stats on this. Somebody would have to let me know. But I mean, he's a recognizable character, recognizable name in gaming. So I mean, plus I know it was Mario and Rabbids crossover, but the point being is, like, it's Ubisoft, right? And Ubisoft doesn't have any playable characters. And after that, you know, Artsy Omni, and he did the whole Rayman fake for Smash Wii U 3DS, that got so much buzz about the character, just, you know, buzzing for him. And it was really cool to see the community kind of, like, come together over, until Artsy officially debunked his own thing and said, look, I made this up, it's fake, don't worry about it. There's a lot of people, like, it just took that one thing for people to say, alright, Rayman deserves it, put him in, and then it's kind of been that ever since. And there was the whole thing, was he frozen on the battlefield? I mean, it kind of looks like his head, you know, like character model, but I think it's like the lighting, the way it reflects in the crystals on the battlefield stage and stuff like that. So it's just like, back to the Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, like, that was such a really cool crossover, and it's kind of like, hey, maybe it's a sign, you know, Ubisoft and Nintendo working even more together with that crossover. And it's like, alright, if we get a new Smash Bros. Game, then is Ubisoft getting a playable rep themselves? Whether it would be Rayman, who a lot of people think would be the #1 contender to be a Ubisoft rep in Smash Bros. Rabbids, they got their fan base as well, but maybe, I don't know, Rayman might fit a bit better, I suppose. I don't know how to put it. Like, he's definitely in contention, but for Rayman, it was just kind of weird again, because he gets a spirit, and it was like, really? What's with just the random spirit? Why is he not, like, why didn't, I don't know, maybe Nintendo and Ubisoft, maybe they weren't able to reach an agreement, or maybe Nintendo just never asked for the character rights. Who knows? That'd be an interesting question to kind of ask and figure out, like, hey, what's going on? You know, you keep going and saying, hey, we want to put Rayman in Smash, but only as a trophy, and then only as a spirit. Like, it's such a weird spot. But Rayman, I mean, he's kind of got the cartoonish look for Nintendo type of games, so that fits well with Smash Bros. Moveset, gonna kind of be a lot of physical, kind of in your face stuff. Does have some projectiles, the Ray Blast and Plum Throw, so you could do stuff like that. Otherwise, like, moveset is pretty easy, kind of little wacky, and it'd be really cool to see a Rayman. Now that I think about it, how would they do a Rayman amiibo? Because it's just his hands and his feet. Like, I don't know. Would they have to put, like, little clear sticks or whatever to kind of hold him in place, I guess? That'd be, I don't know. I kind of want a Rayman just to see how they would do his amiibo. But, yeah, random thought right there. But let me go to the voting for this one. I've never been a huge fan of Phoenix Wright. Never been a really huge fan of Rayman either. But if it came down to one of these two, I'd vote Rayman easy. He's got my vote. So let me know who you guys are voting for down in the comments. Rayman, Phoenix, or both. They're all good options. Anyway, that is it for this one. So sneak peek for tomorrow. The matchup for tomorrow. Hello, there we go. Matchup for tomorrow is going to be... Oh boy. Uh-oh. Yep, that's tomorrow. The matchup tomorrow is going to be Paper Mario from the Paper Mario series taking on Heavy Weapons Guy. Alright, Festive, you watching? You gonna sound the alarm for the Heavy for Smash community? We'll see what happens with that. But that's the match tomorrow, and then we will get the results of another loser bracket matchup. So somebody's getting a limb. Oh, this one I was very, very interested for this one. Master Chief was taking on Kratos, Xbox versus PlayStation. Let's see who wins that. But that's tomorrow. Today's wrapping up. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully catch you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.